hours to do an exam yesterday.
3 hours to do it. Is that a language exam?
Yeah,
That's a long time to be concentrating.
it was difficult.
Let's have a look at this, and starting with the first element that we've got there, right, which is all about the inputs, transformations, and outputs. Okay, so let's have a think about how I can give that as an example for you guys using my dodgy seedling business, right?
How do you guys know?
Okay, so there's 3 things we've got. We can easily just put that into a little table. However you want to do it. Inputs is the first, then the processes, and the outputs. So this is, sorry, what do you, this is for my own business.
Is this for to process or price?
Is this got to do with?
Process or what's the topic of this?
Oh, this is what I was talking about here. Look, let's go back to this one. This is saying that we're looking operations management. How are you going to deliver your products or services? Okay, so this is just a plan of how this process works. There are 2 operations management tools that you can put in to your diagram. So my dodgy seedling business, the inputs that we're going to have there, seeds, fertiliser, stickers,
I see. Stickers, what?
for their labels, like for the labels, pots, soil. They're going to be the key things. The processes, so plant, seedling,
Oh, I see.
water until 5 centimetres high, and package.
Just constantly walk up to water to a not that many.
Just, yeah, the whole time. You've got to be focused on this. This is serious. We're growing seedlings here.
Just want to know something really weird.
And we're going to need water in there.
One of my best friends at home.
So now we come to, before we get away to our best friends ever,
Okay. No, it's a funny story. Can I tell you?
we're not just now, we'll have a little break and you can tell us a funny story in a little while. Then we our outputs, right? We're going to have, the main output is going to be the grown seedling and packaged seedling. So you can see in that simple diagram, we've shown what's happened, what the different things we need for our business are, what the processes we've got to think about are, and what the outputs are.
Wouldn't an output be like? Ah, okay, I see.
In a service, an output might be,
What you're selling.
yeah, that's right, it might be the flight to Sydney or the hour of tutoring or whatever. In this case, it's the grown and packaged seedling, ready to go.
I get it.
Okay, so we're thinking of 3 different things. If we go over this again, the inputs are all the things I need for my product. Okay, the processes are things that I need to do to make it work. So the key things, planting the seedlings, watering and packaging, they're the things I have to do, and this is what I get is for the output. Okay, and it might just mean then after here I might talk about how I'm going to have all the inputs on hand and how I'm going to make sure the processes work well. The next thing we've got in here is just a diagram of how things can happen. Yes, Sarah?
Wait, so do you have to talk about each input and say how you're going to get it?
You could. You might say, okay, here's the things we have to order and where they're going to come from. I've done that a little bit in my Gantt chart as well. So yeah, that might be one way you do it. Or you might just talk about the key processes. You might say, okay, here's where I'm going to do this. And the planting the seedling I'm going to do once every month, and here are the steps involved. And this next thing kind of flows onto that. Right. So this is the next thing, is to build a diagram of all the things that happen in the whole service. So we call that a production chart. And we might start with the first one. Yes, you can have pictures. So if you have a look at what I've given you, the page 236 handout, it does have pictures. So the first thing might be ordering from, I might decide that Bunnings is going to be my supplier. So I'm going to order all the things that we need down there. And I'll put in a bit of detail of that. Okay. So the second part is going to be pickup.
Ooh, mutton. Ew. Isn't mutton old sheep?
The third thing might be planning or storing in the shed.
Oh, it's the tractor. This guy will have chill this on. This is so chill. And this guy too. This is so chill. Yeah, and this lane.
that guy saying
No, the guy pressing the button, he's total chill.
But the guy stepping it, he looks a little bit tense, I'm not gonna lie. There's a guy
Not bending his knees, big stuff up.
There's a guy driving the forklift who's pretty chill. He's like, alright, I will do the dispatch.
Yeah, look at him, he's nothing with it.
Yeah.
His back is the fake, he's like just looking down at it and he's like chill.
I think I let the guy pressing the button. Because he's just like, yeah, I know what I'm doing. I know what to press.
Okay, so here's all those steps that we've got. Just going back from, okay?
I love how you just like didn't care what we were talking about.
Yeah, no, that happens all the time. It's not a once-off.
Picture, some of these guys are so chilled out
Yeah, me too.
about just like about the job, they're just like whatever, who even cares?
Oh, yeah, I'm like that.
We're making money.
You're like that.
Yeah, we're not even doing negligence in legal studies, but I just thought it was interesting. Thought I'd have a crack at it, see what happens.
Chill.
So too fast,
Okay, pop this down here. And this becomes a little bit of a very, very simple flow chart. You'd want to put some details in each of those steps, but between those two things, you've described all the inputs you need, you've shown where the different operations happen within the business, and you've got a diagram of how it works. So there's two little tools that you can use in your operations section to show what's happening with your product. Josie?
Does what's on the flow chart have to be in that inputs and outputs thing?
No, not necessarily. But you could. I mean, it could be here that I put some details such as like transport to market and stuff like that. But I've left the little things out of that. I don't want to make it too detailed. I said the most important ones.
Way too hard of a company.
And what you could do if you wanted to be smart about it, Josie, like from what you said there, is you might highlight these ones that are the key steps in there, and so show some more detail by using that. So they're the two models for today. Are you guys happy now to get on with them and apply those to your business as you see fit? Okay, we're still on track more or less, and we'll go from there.
All of the writing in our graphs and everything doesn't count, does it?
No.